Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Given that it's the end of a very long and busy day, it's pleasing that there are so many of you, particularly as we might be between you and a glass of wine or a bottle of beer. So really pleased that you could join us today. My name's Mike Wilson. I'm an exec director at Highways England, and I'm also the chief highways engineer. And I have the honour, and I'd say that not lightly, but the honour to chair our strategic design panel, whose third progress report, I'm pleased to say, was published last week, and you can find it online. The panel was formed in 2015 with the task of bringing together a number of organisations to give their time and their expertise for free. Which is no easy thought. And I'm really pleased that a number of the design panel, including John sitting up here, is with us today. So if there are any very obvious and difficult questions, you'll know who's asking them afterwards. The work of the panel has been to understand what we mean by good design and supporting improving design through education, design review, and research. In 2018, January before last, we published The Road to Good Design to help us deliver roads that work better for all road users and the communities that live beside them. Our design vision and principles of good design, along with our goals for sustainable development, have now been incorporated with the Design Manual for Roads and Bridges, the DMRB, as we all know and love. So their use is now a requirement for Highways England projects, and are being used to drive improvement in what we design and build across the strategic road network. We're working to better connect the country, and in doing so, we were tasked to ensure that, as well as being safe, efficient, and affordable, our roads are also beautiful. Good road design functions well, supports a wide range of users, works for local communities, but can also catch our eye, stir our emotions, and inspire. I'm sure you all have your favourite roads. They may be subtle and elegant, that have become so much a part of the context that you don't notice their design, or they are a bold statement and enhance their surroundings and our driving experience. Personally, on the M5, as you travel south, between junctions 19 and 20, you go through a cutting and the Somerset levels open out in front of you. And for me, that's my favourite bit of the strategic road network. I'm not entirely certain whether it's just the vista of the Somerset levels with the sea in the background, or the fact that I'm nearly home. But actually, those sorts of things are things that actually people notice and they love about our roads. So what is good design? Good design is about understanding and reflecting places that the roads pass through and the people who use the road and live beside it. Good design requires project teams to have the necessary broad range of skills necessary to deliver. Good design is enabled through having robust processes, including design review, that make this happen. Good design adds value by identifying and maximizing opportunities and is not solely focused on mitigation. Good design is also not just about dramatic views and vistas and landmark bridges. Good design places people at its heart and respects the user. Good design should not make projects more expensive. I would argue that good design should make projects less expensive, particularly when considered in the longer term. Good design ensures that roads function well and are easy to maintain. It also ensures good community and stakeholder engagement, so the scope is right and helps us understand why and where to invest in higher quality, whether it be in detailing, materials, or in statement structures. The new signage for emergency areas is a good example of this. Designed after research showed how changes to the design could make them easier to use and their purpose easier to understand. So to me, good design is more than just good looks. It is as much about how something functions and is understood by people. There is beauty in simple, elegant design. Our ambition is that good design should be reflected in all our work, from our largest and most complex schemes to smaller improvements, such as local bypasses and maintenance. Regardless of the scale, all of our work involves design, and this should be the best it can be. Good design is not formulaic, and therefore our approach in the first roads period has been to set out a vision and 10 guiding principles to apply to both the design and review of projects. Our vision, set out in the document, has an aim to put people at the heart of our work by designing an inclusive, resilient and sustainable road network, appreciated for its usefulness but also its elegance, reflecting in its design the beauty of the natural, built and historic environment through which it passes, and enhancing it where possible. Our design principles are set out in the Road to Good Design. And by the way, there are some cards on your chairs. So if you use those cards, you can then get access to the actual document itself. These principles are set out, as I say, in the Road to Good Design. That is embedded in the design manual, as I've said. It reflects our role as a company to connect the country. The principles connect people, places, and processes to achieve good road design. So let's just take the first one of those, connecting people. The first set of principles are about people, who must be at the heart of our design work, making good roads safe and useful, inclusive and understandable. Good road design reflects users' needs, engages with communities, and works intuitively for all. Connecting places. Good road design also demands a deep understanding and response to place, to reflect the environment the road passes through, not just urban or rural, but recognizing the heritage of a location to create a quality experience for the user and the wider community. This is restrained and environmentally sustainable design, in fitting with its context. A successful outcome focused on people and places also requires good design processes. These are collaborative, thorough, and innovative, and generate long-lasting outcomes that are of benefit to users and the wider community. These principles are based on universal ideas of good design and are encouraging a change in culture for projects and programs to achieve better design outcomes across the network and help create beautiful roads. However, our design principles do not hold all the answers, nor describe the easiest way to create beautiful roads. They are signposts to guide us in the right direction, and we therefore rely on the talent of multidisciplinary teams of engineers and designers, with the support of the Strategic Design Panel and our Design Review Panel, to create beautiful roads. As we now look ahead, elevating design of our roads from functional to beautiful will require further thought. We will need to consider the coordination and rationalization of elements and pay attention to detail and the view from the road. A deeper understanding and response to context is also required. This will give further cultural meaning to our roads so that they reinforce a sense of place or indeed become places in and of themselves. I'm pleased that I'm joined today by 3 design champions to support us on the road to good design and I'm sure share my aspiration for beautiful roads. Kat Drew is Chief Design Officer at the Design Council, and she'll talk about connecting people to create beautiful roads. Martin Knight, an architect and founder of Knight Architects, who specialize in infrastructure, will talk about the importance of place to create beautiful roads. And finally, John Lyle, architect and chair of our Design Review Panel, will talk about connecting processes and the importance of design. Towards the end of the session, there's an opportunity for you to ask questions and engage us in a conversation on the challenge for beautiful roads. So in conclusion, I hope you share my aspiration for beautiful roads, and I know you do, and support us at Highways England on our journey to become a better design-led company. Thank you very much.